The boy Carcino here, and this is the movie review for Scream Fiend. And we're talking about the House of Gucci. Mother, son, House of Gucci. Well, this tells the story of not really the beginning of Gucci. You know, we thought we were going to learn more about the House of Gucci in this film. Ridley Scott did this film, and a lot of the shots I didn't like. I felt a better director for this type of film. I thought, okay, Ridley Scott's going to do a great job directing. The makeup, costumes, the scenes were there. I think some of the shots I didn't agree with. And you don't really learn you learn some of the history. I thought they were going to go back to like the start of Gucci, but they didn't. They went back to the part where the founders are basically dying. You know, Al Pacino plays Aldo. Then you have, which is the, and his brother, they both own Gucci. You know, so they both got 50% of Gucci. And there's so much I haven't seen True Story yet. I have to check it out. So much I had to see this weekend. Finally getting around to seeing some of these movies. Now, Lady Gaga plays his wife. She plays a woman that accidentally ran into the son of one of the founding members of Gucci. When she heard the last name of Gucci, she thought he was a bartender because he was behind the bar, and then he ended up fixing her a drink. And the rest became history. She went to try to trap him. She basically made him ask her out. Because she heard that name Gucci and everything stopped. She knew right away who he was. Now, the Guccis had already been successful, made money living off their legacy. But they're like a relic now, as you're seeing. Gianni Versace and everybody else in the 90s are starting to be more chic and taking over the fashion market, where Gucci is kind of like the old thing your mom used to wear. So you're seeing Aldo Gucci, his son, who he wished would have ran the business, played by Jared Leto, and his portrayal is to the T. He's a visionary. He has all of these different ideas on fashion, and no one would listen to him. And the way he blends colors together and uses them, nobody used his ideas. I mean, none of them. And they would make sure this would be a big thing too, because he was looked at as the imbecile. Father say, look, he's stupid. I know, but he's He's my idiot, he's my son. And I want, and he just, bless his heart, Pablo was so messed up. He just didn't understand. He didn't get it. He didn't understand the business side of it. He was just in his own way. But he was harmless, like he just wanted to be seen and accepted. And he couldn't, nobody would give him a platform because they knew what he had was not going to work. The movie early on to me was the best scenes. When Jeremy Irons was in the film doing what he always does, and that's deliver. And he was great playing the father to Mauricio Gucci, who was his son. They split up because his father told him, do not marry this woman. Their family comes from nothing. So he gave up everything and still married her. She still married him even when he gave up everything. He came to offer, and because he's like, I need a job. My family cut me off, but I'm no longer like rich Gucci, but I need a job. And they had a trucking business, transportation business, where they picked up garbage. So, and he loved cleaning the garbage trucks. He was having a blast. All that changed. He went to the wedding. Nobody from his side of the family showed up. All her family was there. He was the only one to show up from his family. So she basically set the stage to marry him, but she took a risk. But she pretty much knew, we will mend this thing together. And he's a Gucci. So no father's son gonna keep his father. His father's sick. His father's not gonna be around long. It's gonna go to the son. So Al Pacino's telling him, look, man, we gotta stay together. We're Gucci's. We gotta stay together. Because he envied the fact that he had a son like Mauricio, who was smart. He was studying to become a lawyer. He loved that. Like, man, you got a son that's smart. Mine's an idiot. So you're doing well. They didn't see it that way. Only if they did, though. If only they did. What's got a lot of people attention about this film was that Aldo really brought him into Gucci and tried to lure him in to mend the things with him and his father, because he wants to keep Mauricio into the family business, because he knows his son isn't the one he want to pass it to. His son isn't smart enough. So his uncle Aldo was the one that gave him a gift, the only wedding gift they got from his side of the family, which was 2 tickets for them to go to New York just to visit. And she wants to go to New York. They go to New York, they visit, they start seeing things. Then his wife starts listening to this lady on TV who's some psychic, And she's telling her she's gonna be the queen, she's gonna be powerful, she's gonna have all of these different things laid out for her. Then you start to see changes in the movie, and change of tone. Everybody gave a stellar performance. I'm saying 3 stars out of 4. I did not like certain scenes, like the way it was shot. I just felt like, man, really, Scott didn't shoot this right. These certain scenes. What's up, Dow G? Thanks for the super chat, bro. I appreciate it. Oh yeah, if you love movies, definitely go see it in the theater. Oh, there's some funny scenes in there. And you see how Tom Ford is brought in to play, but you kind of come in the middle of the transition, and they never really kind of explain to you. Well, you get explained at the end what happened with Gucci now. You know, it doesn't, when it gets to the payoff scene, you don't see the fallout from everything else that's, you know, been applied. You start to see the deceit. It's just certain scenes that that was in the film that I was like, man, I know, you know, that's the pickiness in me. They should have shot that differently. I'm like, why did they choose this? Why did Ridley Scott choose this angle? I mean, I could see if they're getting ready to do a clash with swords, but that's nuts. A quite epic scale for Al Pacino. His role as Aldo was outstanding. Like, he did a great job. Like, there's a lot of people gonna be nominated for awards. Selma Hayek's role as the psychic lady, I wouldn't say it's award worthy, but Lady Gaga, she might be up for another Oscar for playing that role of the wife. Well, Mauricio changed. See, that's the thing sometimes women don't understand is you can change your husband. You can change them. And when you keep pushing them to do things because they normally didn't have that ambition, and you keep pushing them to be tough and hard, pretty soon they become that person you made. And then they use it against you. And you don't like what they've become. But this is what you created. And that's what this movie is. It's like you're reaping what you sowed. You created this. And your lust and quest for power of Gucci. And this is where you end up. They show like one scene where Tom Ford was getting ready to, you know, he did his walkthrough show, got rave reviews, as Gucci was now having a new look, new style, and was ready to sit at the table again with all the elites, as it was coming back fresh. Oh yeah, I saw Resident Evil. The video's already done. I just gotta upload it to YouTube. But the video's already done. I just haven't been in the house. But yeah, I give it 3 stars out of 4. I just wish we gotten a little bit more of what happened with Gucci in the very beginning to make Gucci. This movie starts with Gucci's already established, you know, and already a household brand, you know, and then you know, Al Pacino, Aldo is like telling the story about, you know, the goats that they get the leather from, and the cows that they get the leather from, rather, and some of the history as he's talking to his nephew, trying to educate him. And that's basically all we get about the history. Well, people can see and they could detail who's gonna do what, and they could see what was transpiring. You get to see the bad practices of business, and you get to see the focus of those who are, you know, goal driven. When you're goal driven, this is the direction you go in. No, I don't see that yet. Well, down the road, like me, I've never owned anything Gucci. I might have had a Gucci belt back in the 80s. I think my mom might have bought it. Other than that, I didn't have anything Gucci. I never bought Gucci for somebody else. Nothing. I mean, there were certain scenes and certain aspects into the film where you see the directional change. You see the personality changes and the shifts. And they never kind of, like, there's a certain scene that they don't follow up on that I wanted to know more about. You know, why was he running when they were coming to, you know, check finances and things of that nature? And it was a forged signature, and all of these different things, and people are running out. I'm still like, whoa, what went down? Huh, why? Who forged what? You know, like, what is happening? You know, and we never kind of get that elaborated on. But allegedly, there was a forged signature, probably of his father. Yeah, well, back home. Let's see how it works. All right, but that's my take on the film. It's definitely watchable. It's just certain scenes I wish was expanded on. I just don't think this was something Ridley Scott could pull off. I almost say, shame to say it should have been another director, but I think another director, you know, it has the look. Ridley Scott did great with the look, everything. It was just some of the shots I didn't agree with, and a lot of things that seemed choppy. The editing, a little bit. You know, like certain scenes wasn't really expanded upon like I thought they should have. So that's my take on it. Thanks for I'm out.